Okay, we're going to review some balancing equations. Remember, there's a couple of rules. First, we can only put things where the blanks are. We cannot change our subscripts at all. Our subscripts tell us how many of each type element are in the compound. So we can only change how many of the compounds that we have. Remember, what's on the left side are reactants. The left side is reactants. And the right side of the arrow is the products. Whatever we start with, we have to end with. I cannot miraculously make a potassium ion show up. I also cannot magically make it just disappear. I can rearrange what it's bound with, but I cannot just add it or subtract it. So whatever we start with, we have to end with. So we need to balance our equations. Remember, the first thing that we do is draw a line straight down from our arrow. And then we're going to list our elements. On the reactant side, we have potassium and oxygen and hydrogen, and then there's another oxygen. So when I do these, so we have 2 potassium, we have 1 oxygen plus 1 oxygen. You're going to find that at some of these it's easier to do if you separate how many you have in each place. And then we have 2 hydrogens. On the product side, we have 1 potassium, we have 1 oxygen, and 1 hydrogen. So what we need to do is, what can we multiply 1 times to get to 2 for our potassium? And that would be 2. So we're going to put a 2 in the blank. This 2 tells me I have 2 potassium hydroxides. So now I have 2 potassium, I have 2 oxygen, and I have 2 hydrogen. Therefore, now I am balanced. Again, remember, you can only change the numbers that are in the blank. If we did not write a number in the blank, then just like in math class, you assume it's a 1. So let's try one more. Going to draw our line down the arrow. List our elements. We have silicon, we have chlorine, we have hydrogen, and we have oxygen. On the reactant side, we have 1 silicon, 4 chlorine, 2 hydrogen, and 1 oxygen. On the product side, we have 4 plus 1 hydrogen. We have 1 silicon. We have 1 chlorine. And we have 4 oxygens. Now, the one thing that you should realize is this hydrogen in the water, with that 2 right there, no matter what we multiply water times, it's going to be an even number. We have an odd number of hydrogens on the product side right now. So whatever we multiply this hydrogen by, it is going to be, and it needs to be an even number. So let's start with chlorine. We have 4 chlorines on the reactant side, so we need 4 chlorines on the product side. And that is, so we have 4, so now we have 4 chlorines, and we have 4 hydrogens and 4 hydrogens. So that gives me 8 hydrogens. Our silicons are balanced. So our water, to get the hydrogens to 8, we need to multiply 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. So we have 1 silicon on each side, 4 chlorine on each side, 8 hydrogen on each side, and 4 oxygens on each side. Again, if you don't change anything, these are 1s. So on some test, it's going to ask you to write down your coefficients. You would write this 1, 4, 1, 4. And the one above it would have been 1, 1, 2. I hope this helps review balancing equations. Take your quiz and then go to your next set of notes. Thank you and have a great day.